Today I'm going to do is teaching from the Balance and Stretch DVD. In semester 2 we did stretch and adoration, and I've had to modify it a lot because it's been so many years since I danced, and I've had back trouble, injuries in my back and hips and things like that. So I had to really modify it, and I'm finding that with the balance and stretch I'm still having to modify. But I want to show you something. I wanted to expand on something that my physical therapist taught me for those of us that have back issues. A stretch that he taught me was that you take your navel, your stomach, your navel, and you imagine that you've got a rod going through you, and you push your navel to the wall as far as you can go, and then let it go back to the other wall. And as you're slumping over, your waist is staying parallel to the ground, you are slumping over, and you're keeping your bottom tucked, and you go over pretty far, and then when you come up, you're keeping your abdomen tight, your bottom tucked, and it helps strengthen back here. Well, I discovered wonderful things with the Pilates teaching. That's a part of what's going on here to strengthen your inner core. And then with the stretch exercise, so what I'm going to show you today off of the Balance and Stretch DVD is a breathing exercise that's stretching and warming up this area and strengthening your low back at the same time. And then I'm going to show you a modified way I do what I would call a mountain climber stretch. So, to begin, you're going to stand with your feet parallel, about shoulder width apart, and your shoulders are down, and you're relaxed, and you're not super tucked. You don't want to totally tuck under your bottom, because you want a little bit more relaxed movement going on. We're going to breathe through our nose, keep our shoulders down, and our body extended so that we're nice and lifted. And we're going to breathe through our nose and exhale through our mouth. And as we breathe in, we're going to lift our head to the ceiling and never crunch this vertebrae in your neck. You never want to do anything that crunches any of the vertebrae in your spine. So you're going to look up, and as you exhale, you're going to look to the floor. And how this exercise works is every time you look up, you're going to extend a little bit with your arms and stretch. And as you come over and look at the floor, you're going to curl a little bit more each time. Inhale up. And exhale over. A little bit more every time. Inhale up. Arms up a little bit higher and exhale over. Inhale up. Reaching higher and exhale over. Curving, contracting. You don't do this exercise with a straight, flat back. Inhale up. Higher with the arms. I've discovered that a lot of flat back exercises hurt, but they get less painful the more I do these kind that help me stretch and strengthen in my inner core. Inhale up. Arms up high. And exhale as you round down, almost to the floor this time. And inhale up, all the way to the ceiling, shoulders are down. Exhale down, rounding. Remember that you're doing that waist thing so that you stay tucked, and you are rolled over, and you can dangle there. I like to hang here for a little while because I can feel the stretch in my legs and then come up. And so the next part of this teaching, I don't like when my flesh gets stuck in my ribs, is the tent. I can do the tent, and I can almost do the plank, But getting into the mountain climber from that position is kind of difficult for me. That's where it starts hurting my low back. So I like to do this stretch for my legs from this position. So I step back on this foot. No, step forward as far as I can on this foot. And step back as far as I can on this foot. And you come down to the floor, stretching that calf as much as possible. Make sure your knee is over your foot and that you're square. And you can stay here for a while, get your balance. And then you can come up a little bit on this knee. This is where you have a flat back as much as possible. I tend to tuck so that I don't feel pain through there. I try not to have, I try to keep my inner core tucked a little bit. And this for me is really fun because I can feel the stretch all through my legs and I feel like I have a lot of grounded balance here and I'm really strengthening myself. And then you can come up on your toes in the back and really give yourself a stretch and really adjust your balance here. Put your arms out and become very, very balanced. And you'll feel this in your thighs. And then come back down to a flat foot. And you'll feel this is an awesome stretch for the Achilles heel, which is so important as I discovered recently and it tried to act up. And come all the way down. And bring this foot forward. Use your knee to balance yourself and come up carefully. We're going to go the other side. This foot forward, this foot back, nice and far behind you. Get your balance. Come down. Sometimes it's hard to get there. There we go. Come down, stretch as much as you can. Come all the way to the floor. Hands. Get your balance. Come up to your knee. Make sure you keep your balance. This side's harder to do for some reason. I bet everybody has one side harder than the other. And when you feel balanced, bring up your arms. Make sure your knee is over your foot. And you're centered over your hips. And you want to come up on your toes. Nice stretch through your foot. And this is very, very good strengthening for your legs, inner core. And come back down. Stretch that Achilles heel by pressing your heel into the floor. Achilles tendon. And come forward, floor, and bring this foot in and roll up. Whew. Thank you. There's a workout, Lynn. I love it.